All right, Cowboy Nation, I get it. Adam Schefter saying, hey, Tony Pollard is expected to play today. I know it's a game time decision. If he do play, that's a good thing. If he don't play, hey, we still got Ezekiel Elliott. I like what Corey brought to the table. I would rather for this guy to be 100%. Well, nobody's. Let me pause. Nobody's 100%. Nobody's 100%. But I would like for him to be at least fully recovered a little bit before he get out there on the field. That's just my thoughts. That's just my rationale. That's just my feelings, But either if he play, if he don't, it is what it is. Cowboy Nation. Also, with the news of the penalties that come in, the fines. La'el Collins was faced with a $10,300 fine, as well as Ezekiel Elliott, $10,300 fine. And I believe Dak Prescott said, hey, I would take care of that money. You know what I'm saying? I'm big Dak Prescott with the big dollars, the big bills, baby. I'll take care of that fine. And I don't know if La'el Collins said, you know what, don't worry about it, Dak. I got my own money. We'll find out later down the line what happened. But Dak Prescott did say he will take care of the fine. Also, Malik Hooker was fined $5,000, I believe, $500 or $300 for the late hit on number 13 last week for the Washington football team. So those are the fines, And it is what it is. Some people can look at it like, hey, why the Cowboys always get fined, or it just be much news about nothing. The main news will be, what will we look like against those Giants? I'm looking for this offense to be on rhythm, right? To be on the same page. I call it rhythm time for your mind week, right? So this game, we're looking for Dakota Prescott to be on the same page with the wide receivers. We're looking for Ezekiel Elliott. They said that all this week, well, pretty much last week now, all last week he had his better of his best practice, since Sunday is a new week, right, Cowboy Nation. For those who out there that's watching, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in, and this is just how it goes. This is the wave of the future of everybody battling through the C19. The wave of the future is everybody going through this and that as it relates to the musical chairs with the alignment and assignment. But you have to be that team, because the opposing team battling through C19, other teams in the NFL is battling through C19. Whether you want to look at it as a political situation, it could be just that. Cowboy Nation, hey, we know that they added betting into the league now, so there's a little room for conspiracy talk, but like I said in my previous video, we're not going to go down that lane there, because one can argue a lot of things like, hey, false positive, all types of other things, man. Do you have it? Do you not have it? Especially when you're dealing with the betting world, right? You can change the outcome of the game just by a simple test, just by putting your money on a certain player, just by, so many room for as Jerry would say, ambiguity. So much room for that, Cowboy Nation, so much room for that. But neither here nor there. I'm looking at this particular game with Dakota Prescott and his contemporaries, Amari Cooper, C.D. Lamb, Michael Gallup. All three of those guys, by the way, are unique in their own way. And I love it, Cowboy Nation. All of them unique in their own way. Regardless of whether or not Tony Pollard play or not, just why I said, if Dak Prescott can get on rhythm, we got 4 games, right? 3 after this one. If he can get on rhythm today, and then the next game, we'll be heading into we already on a 2-game stretch, right? We won 2 games in a row, by the way. Can we get a round of applause for that? And now this 3rd game right here today. 3 will make it a good feeling, a good vibe. And you will start looking at the games that you barely won, or you look at the ugly games become pretty. That's how you make ugly games become pretty, by jumping on a winning spree and getting hot in this month and the next month and heading into the playoff, baby. So Dakota Prescott, we know He said it himself. Not someone else. He said it himself. Hey, I've been making poor decisions, baby. I've been throwing the ball wrongly. Even if it's not a situation as it relates to mechanics, being technical, with the ball or what have you, I need to figure this out better. I need to play better. And that's when your coaches get on to you. That's when your quarterback coach lean over and say, hey, let's go back to the basics. Let's go back to the principles that I taught you during the offseason. That's why my guy, Cowboys Fan Talk, shout out to Rome, he said, hey, this would be a good time for Dak Prescott to pick up the phone, or the Cowboys organization to pick up the phone and call John Kitna and say, hey, what's up? Can you come over for a cup of coffee? To make sure that the quarterback is going through his principles, his reads the right way, the proper way. And we talked about the offensive line too, right? Could it be that? So those are the things that we're going to have to sit back and wait and see what the adjustments were for this week, and see whether or not did Dak Prescott listen to his quarterback coach, not saying that it was John Kitna, but did Dak Prescott listen to Doug Nussmeier or what have you, and Joe Philbin? Did he understand, like, okay, this is what the quarterback need in order to be comfortable with inside the pocket? All of those things play a major role, not a minor. Cowboy Nation, like Ripley's, believe it or not, it do. Also, hear me out. Hear me out. This, speaking of offensive front, we'll find out too today whether or not they'll make that switch, that change. And I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about offensive linemen. Will Connor McGovern be the fullback? Not saying that he hit the bench, but you can make the blow softer and say, hey, Connor McGovern, we want to make you the fullback, right? We're going to put in some more fullback sets, since Tony Pollard is out, or since such and such is not able to play. We'll make you the fullback in this game, and we'll try to figure out things as it relates to that. But Connor Williams will be inserted back into that left guard spot, right? Those things can happen, Cowboy Nation. Now, it's just predicated upon the organization in their philosophy, the core philosophies, right? Defense, I think that the defense is still humming. We just got to fix up some things in the secondary, but if the front four is okay for what they are able to do and make the necessary adjustments, then we okay. I know that we will be without Tristan Hill. I know, we will be without Osa as well. But life goes on. Shout out to Justin Hamilton. Like I said in my previous video, he's from my hometown, from my neck of the woods, right? Hey, believe it or not, him and Vach Lombardi played on the same team. Matter of fact, his mama changed my diapers. So we know how close this Justin Hamilton is, right? So that's just how this thing goes. We root for the underdog. Hopefully he can get some snaps and he can make a big play, and he can put on for my city type of groove, right? Oh, and before we go, Cowboy Nation, the Kellen Moore to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They saying that they probably give him a call in the latter part of this month when they can do in-season interviews. Remember, I said continuity and rapport. The guy got 3 years as an offensive coordinator. To me, before he make a move to head coach, it's just to me, he probably needs 6 years as the offensive coordinator. He still got some things that he had to develop and learn. And I hope that this is just water under the bridge. This is just that, what they call it, fake news. I hope it's just the fake news of not saying that he's interested, but it's more so on the Jacksonville Jaguars side that they may be interested because of his prototype, young players, young guy, new philosophy. People want that spread offense, right? And if you think of it, the quarterback out there, he got a cannon for an arm, spread offense can work, and they got a good running back. All of those things you can look at the Jacksonville Jaguars and say, hey, in a perfect environment, it will be a good look for Kellen Moore. But as a Cowboy fan over here, just as the fan side, look, Kellen, don't take that job, bro. You know, you got things that you're still working on over here, clearly, that we can all see. And let the development grow over here versus you being thrusted into a whole nother bag of tricks over there, right? And you could be one and done. Look how they did the previous coach. Now, the coach did it on himself, but you guys get what I'm saying? All money ain't good money, as we say when we playing them dominoes, baby. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you got to take the 10 or the 15 instead of going for the 25. That's all I'm saying. And we don't play nickels over here, right, baby? Y'all know how this thing go, Cowboy Nation. Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.